All right, today we're with Todd Murphy. Todd, you've got a lot going on. What you into now?
Well, that's a good question. I think everybody asks that question to me all the time. I've had quite a few projects in the past, but I believe this project that I'm working on now, which is called One World, One Voice, is I guess it would be the culmination of a lot of years of wanting to do something with music, but also wanting to be associated with causes that matter to the world. And so I founded One World, One Voice, which basically is a project primarily to get the millennial and Generation Z markets engaged in helping causes that matter to our planet and to our people. And you know, these generations, and even our generations, we love music. And so music is the universal language. And you know, I tell the story that you can take a child from the Far East and a child from the Far West, put them in a room, they don't understand each other's language, but they'll play together. And you put on music and they'll probably dance together. And so what we want to do with our project, obviously the first part of the project is the largest global cause-based artist search in the world. And so we have partnered with Reverb Nation and CD Baby, and just aligned with the first of its kind expo at the Los Angeles Convention Center coming up the end of February and the 1st of March, which involves a lot of entertainment people, higher consciousness thought, music, and we've partnered with them, and we'll have some of our winners from the contest perform there. But really, Jerry, I'm focusing now on this is it. This is it for me, the One World, One Voice project.
Okay, and it's going very, very well.
You know, we've done no advertisement for it yet. We did a pre-launch invitation with Reverb Nation. And so today is actually the last day for the submissions of those artists who want to get into the contest. We've got, I think as of this morning, 4,286. So I imagine when I get back and check, we'll have about 4,300. And I'm selecting 350. I've done all the selections, so I've listened to a lot of music. I've got 6 more. I'm almost there, so I'll have those done today.
Okay. Alabama musician, how can they get involved?
Well, that's a good question. Truthfully, I kept my eye open looking for some of the Alabama talent. One of the groups, I think they're called the Doctors and the Lawyers, and they submitted, so they're into the contest. Shauna P., who I know, and I think she's one of the most phenomenal performers and vocalists that I've ever heard. She's in it. I worked on a project with Pam Tillis and Andrew Rollins for a 13-year-old, I call her little singer-songwriter prodigy, Summerlin Powers. Just released her EP. In fact, that's a quick story about her. They called me the other day and said she had just gotten 1,600 new Facebook fans from Turkey. And I said, "You mean the country?" And they said, "Yeah." And so her release off that EP is Rise and Shine, and it's playing everywhere. So she's in the contest. We've got, I'm trying to remember the name. There's a hard rocker band and a rapper, I think. So we've got, I think one was from Foley. So we've got a few from Alabama in it.
All right, great. How did you get your love for music? Where did it start?
Well, I tell you, I have vivid memories of standing up by an old oak tree in Shreveport, Louisiana, which was right out I think our house maybe had been 1,000 square feet. We had a big oak tree there, and I'd carry my little battery-operated turntable and listen to Elvis Presley. I had every one of his albums at the age of 5, and I loved music. I started writing music probably 15 years ago, and I tried my way with mostly financial services and real estate business and startup companies. And it never brought me happiness. And then not too long ago, I completely got out of the insurance business, anything financial services related, had the opportunity to really brainstorm and work on starting this venture. And, you know, I mean, it's been a challenge, that's for sure, but it sure has moved along. And so all things music I love. There's some genres I'm trying to acquire a taste for that's hard to do, but you know, my family's always sung. My uncle had a bluegrass festival for years in Louisiana, so I was around it. But you know, I guess my message is that it's never too late. I mean, I'm 46 years old, and just we started working on this little less than 2 years ago, and so we're seeing it come to fruition.
You know, they say that music business is like playing Russian roulette with 3 bullets. So,
well, you know, I would tell you this: what we're doing with our project and some of the bigger things we have in mind for it, it goes beyond just the music. You know, when I started getting into this, I realized my eyes were opened at some of the things that have taken place in the music business, and you know, good friends of mine who got a raw end of a deal on a publishing deal, and those things bother me. So we have a few surprises that we hope to be announcing pretty soon that are totally different in the music business and have never been done before. And the beauty of it is it's all about the artist and really helping them make a living doing what they love to do. So, and help the world. I mean, every artist that we're going to be associated with, we partner them with a cause that matters to the planet or the people. So it goes beyond the music, but obviously that's the heartbeat of it.
Okay. Yeah. Undoubtedly you have a love for music, but getting back to you, how did you get from Louisiana to Alabama?
A blonde. Yeah, I met a girl in college, and we were engaged, and her family was from Tuscaloosa, and she was going to graduate school here, and so I transplanted from Louisiana to Alabama, and been here now is about as long as I've lived in Louisiana. So her family was here, and obviously I followed suit.
Okay, undoubtedly she's backing you in this.
You know, that's a good question. It's difficult. It's difficult. When you're in a relationship with a visionary and a dreamer, it's hard. It's hard when you're a practical person. So it's been a rough road, but not just for her. I mean, I've got friends around me that still think I'm absolutely crazy, and they don't understand what this is. But I've been clear on the vision all the time. I consider it a gift from God that I could be involved with this, and every step, not without challenges, but every step seemed to open up another door and make the possibilities a little bigger. But back to that question, you know, it's difficult. I think it's difficult in relationships, period, when you've got an artist involved. And it's hard. It's a challenge. My hope is that the bank account will reflect all the hard work at some point to make it a little more acceptable.
Okay. Where do you see the future
of music?
You in the future.
You know, actually, I see it pretty clearly. I know that this was my calling to do. Some of the ideas, some of the dreams that I had as this project has been building with what we really wanted to do with One World, One Voice. You know, that name in and of itself, and we're it's about to have its complete trademark registration on it. It speaks to people. When I tell them One World, One Voice, they like it. And so for me, the greatest thing that I could do was to have an impact on the world and be associated with music. Look, I don't want to ever work again. And when I say that, I'm a hard worker. I'm up pretty much every morning at 3 in the morning working on this project. But you've heard the saying that when you do what you love, it's not work. And so for me, I want to involve as many people around the world that can get excited about music and about causes that matter. And I'm hoping we'll radically change the world. I mean, turn on the TV. There's nothing but bad news. You've got ISIS. You've got Ebola. I want to have hope. For God's sake, we need hope. You know, we need to know, and I think music's what's going to do it.
Great ending.